This is the 100th anniversary of the discovery of King Tut's tomb, and the artifacts from the tomb have all gone back to Egypt to go into a brand new museum. So we've created, with the help and really the leadership of National Geographic, a whole new experience, seeing the artifacts in a brand new way for the first time in an immersive experience, but also a storyline. You know, most of the immersive experiences we're familiar with are Van Gogh and Monet, where the art kind of surrounds you. Well, this is a beginning, middle, and an end with chapters. So we learn in this area the discovery of Tut's tomb. You know, most thought that there was not an Egyptian tomb to be found, and Tut would have gotten lost in the pages of history if it wasn't for this amazing discovery, because he had found an intact tomb. The things in the tomb that were left in the tomb when he was buried, when he was put to rest, were still inside. So when Howard Carter poked his torch into the tomb and someone said, "Can you see anything?" he said, "Yes, wonderful things." Well, those wonderful things and the story of Tutankhamun is what we celebrate here in the experience. He was the son of Akhenaten, who was a very significant king. In fact, he changed the whole worship system of the Egyptians. It was worshiping many gods. He said, we're going to worship one God, a single deity, the god of the sun. Well, he died, and then the 9-year-old boy, Tutankhamun, assumed the throne. He lived a pretty, obviously a short life, because he died 18 or 19 years old. We don't know much about his reign because there wasn't anything or much to be notable as far as history goes. But because of this discovery, now he's become the most popular Egyptian king of all. Well, after you make your way through the 8 different galleries, you find yourself in this grand immersive room. We now know this term immersive, meaning this projection all around you. We've kind of crescendoed the story in this room. 3 different chapters. What we're seeing behind me now is King Tut's journey into the afterlife. It was not an easy thing to pass into paradise. You had to be judged by 42 judges. You had to pass by monsters. It was quite an adventure to reach paradise, to reach everlasting life. So we tell this story animation form. A couple reasons. We think it connects with all ages very well, but also the ancient Egyptians used illustrations to communicate. That's how we're doing that in this room. The other chapter is really featuring the artifacts. Soon you'll see for instance, the death mask rise 2 stories high in front of you, and then the objects from National Geographic all around you in kind of gigantic form, seeing detail you almost can't see in real life when you look at the objects. And then finally, you know, as I've done this exhibit and also done the artifact exhibit years ago, I'd have people come up and say, you know, I may never make it to Egypt. Today is my journey to Egypt. Well, we have a chapter that takes you there, a hot air balloon ride over the pyramids, going down the colonnade at Luxor, going through a marketplace in Egypt, and all that energy of being there. So we wanted to bring Egypt to Vancouver, and that's what we've done in this room.